player's name. I'm not sure exactly what it says, but for all intents and purposes, the art on the sign.
It turns out we're not Korean.
That is true.
Yeah.
Last time I checked. But either way, that guy is not going to win the fan sign contest because his, I don't know, some of this art we've seen today has been so sick. So.
And some of it questionable. Like the fish, the stick fish.
Yeah, that stick fish, I think I maybe could have done that one. That seems within my grasp. But if you guys want to come down here to Uplex and Shinchon and watch for yourself, you can certainly do that. And
it's actually a great area.
Maybe make a drawing and try to win yourself some swag. But
you should come out here. There's no reason not to.
Well, unless, you don't.
There's absolutely no reason.
That's true. You guys should absolutely come out here. Either way, let's go ahead and talk about the way that this is going to look. It's Gladiator, and a pretty standard map, but
He's
does
building
have
a CC out of position again. I'm just kidding. It's a barracks.
Hey, Trolle. You get me every time with that one, no regret. Yeah, that is just a barracks. Everything is as it should be, but we could still see an early command center. I don't believe so. That is a little bit risky, especially when you don't know even where your opponents spawn. I mean, that's just asking to get countered, and then you have only yourself to blame. So, that's not going to be what happens here.
He's scouting the top left-hand corner, which is unfortunate for him, but not the end of the world.
If that was the end of the world, I'd lose a whole lot of games I scout badly. We'd see 4-player maps banned in competitive play, but you're right, it is not the end of the world. He's not being proxied. One of these days, we're going to get somebody proxy Q-Gate. And that
looks like Last is probably going to take a CC here. It's possible. Okay.
Indeed, you are correct. My man. All right, sick call. He also is banking up to 400 minerals, so that's a good way to
call, yeah.
Good way to tell.
Excellent call, Rapid. I agree. Absolutely. No one could have predicted that.
I concur. Well played, sir. Is not skipping a zealot or anything crazy like that. That's just going to be for blocking the ramp. And the ramp is a reverse ramp. This is one of the kind of, I feel like I should say newer concepts, but it's weird to see that. I believe they were actually just added, the textures for reverse ramps were actually just added to the StarCraft 1 map maker, so they might look a little bit better.
Oh yeah, before they were like glitched and stuff, right?
Well, I believe there are still some difficulties with that, but they at least look maybe a little bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah, the big thing to talk about with the ramps on Gladiator is that they are reverse ramps. You have a low ground main, and that means that if you can control the high ground outside of a player's main base, they are in giga trouble.
If he was able to do the build he did last game on a map like this and pull it off, it would actually be insanely scary.
If you can get a Reaver on top of the high ground outside the main, my god, kill me.
I kind of wish he would have saved it for this map, but I guess he has no idea because he doesn't get to pick maps.
I mean, you said it. That is a big disadvantage to have. I see a lot of players, if they do get that contain as Protoss, you can actually just build cannons outside your opponent's main.
Certainly you can.
Just hard contain them like that. It is so hard to bust out from
breaking
low
up
ground.
a ramp with cannons and Reavers.
Yeah, no, that is going to be a little bit difficult, my dude. So the Dragoon is positioning itself outside the natural. This is about as stock standard as you get from a PvT, and for Last, he is very happy with this. He knows how to play this game. He's not the recipient of a one base all in, and he has to feel good about that.
Yep.
I concur, yes.
Yep.
So the biggest thing for Movie is where does he go here? And Last, of course, wants to find out about this. He will unfortunately be denied. And I think you have to kind of expect that. The Dragoon just out there either looking for proxies or for the SCV.
And it has begun, Rapid.
Indeed it has. Dragoon range is done, and there is a lonely Dragoon up there. Not too much for Last to worry about.
This is actually a very similar game to the first game he played this series, so far at least. I don't know how many Dragoons he's going to go up to, but I'm curious if he'll follow it up with another 2-base Arbiter, or if he's going to go for something different. Maybe a quicker third, slower Arbiter tech. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, now you can go for carriers on this map. I do think that because they're not cross positions, that might be a little bit more likely. But first things first, right? We got to survive the early game. The Zealot is going to be a little bit sad there, but the Dragoons are still whittling away.
The left Dragoon is not attacking, by the way, at all.
Ooh, it is hard, to be fair, it is hard to position your units just outside of range of that bunker. And so you can see him kind of trying to trip them forward a little bit and get them within range. Yeah,
middle Dragoon's still not attacking,
That middle Dragoon is still not attacking. That is a little bit rough.
It's actually a little bit, yeah. There's a lot of resources lost if you get all these Dragoons attacking, but one of them isn't. Okay, now.
Oh, he's going to dive.
Oh, he's just going
here
for it.
And
yeah.
going for it with the 6 Dragoons that you do need to take those SCVs out.
Wow,
they
look at all
are
these
dropping
SCVs going
very
down.
quickly, and it does take a lot to kill these Dragoons.
Yeah.
The Zealot actually tanking for quite a while.
Look at
many
this.
SCVs
This is
going
insane.
down. Look at Movie's controlling Movie.
He can't even repair it anymore, I don't
Whoa, he's going to bust the bunker.
think. It's so close.
It
Okay.
does go down, but the tank is out, and I'm not sure Movie has enough reinforcing this. Yeah, there's no more
You
Dragoons
shouldn't
on
have
the
to worry
way.
about siege at least right now.
But that's
So-
still a lot of economic
Okay, now
damage
siege
done.
is finished.
The siege mode is done, but I mean, how much damage has Movie gotten done here? That is still.
This is a lot of damage.
And not only is it damage, but it's lost mining time. It's minerals spent repairing. He's going to have to rebuild the bunker, reestablish this wall, and stop and hold position those SCVs. So that's a lot of economic damage done by Movie.
If you compare this game to the first game, like it's actually just astronomical how much more damage was done this game.
Oh yeah.
And that game was an okay game. Like that was actually a long game.
Now I have to say the B word, but Last is still alive.
Last is still alive.
And every time I say that,
Don't you ever say the B word again, by the way.
All right. Well, never again. Not on air.
Yeah.
However, there we go.
Yeah,
Last
better.
is still alive, and he does still have his natural secure. His siege mode is done, and that means that realistically, Dragoons are a whole lot less useful.
Certainly. But we do see the tech, the future tech coming up. We're going into Reaver drop, most likely.
Now, on the other end, there are 2 factories now pumping out siege tanks. This is a lot of tanks. The tanks do really, really well against Dragoons. So if Movie doesn't prepare with enough Zealots to either tank or come up here to reinforce, then he could get caught with his pants down a little bit.
Yeah, these tanks are pushing
he's going
forward.
to scout with the SCV and kill the Dragoon. It was hold position. If it had taken one more volley, it would have died. That's like a little bit of cool micro that you can do if you think that your opponent's attention is divided. If they have their units hold position, you can get in siege tank range and then punish them for it. But the move out here is going to be very surprising. The 2 fact is very, very powerful, and this is way more tanks than Movie should expect.
I think we should be able to get a Reaver and a shuttle out to deal with this. If he can stop, then delay this attack from just pushing and killing him, he'll be in a pretty good spot.
That is true. It's not like Movie is just totally dead here, but he has to worry a little bit.
Yes,
a
this is
lot
worrying.
of tanks, and the Reaver and how it is controlled.
One thing
paramount.
to note is this can go in Movie's favor really quickly. Like if he can get on top of these tanks,
oh no,
which
he's
he
going
is.
for it right over the Marines. They don't deal a lot of damage.
Oh, he missed
air.
the Scarab though.
Yeah, but the tanks are getting
Wow.
evaporated. Oh my God, Movie! He totally kills Last push, takes out almost every tank. He does take a few losses, but these tanks will die.
Do you remember? I think somebody said this could go really.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You
went
call
really,
it, Jake.
really well for Movie.
It did, and the counter push as well is going to be very, very scary. The turret ring here, okay, I get it. You want to turtle up, but
oh, it's turtle mode. You lost your tanks. Now we're going for a long game.
It's turtle time.
It is turtle time.
Brood War and a half shell. This is going to be tough for Last. Anytime you go for that 2 fact, you push out. You're like, ha ha! I've got mechanical, and then you lose them. Oh, okay,
like,
wow.
I'm not getting dropped this game.
But I love Last's reaction. Oh, but he doesn't. The problems with low ground mains. This is exactly what I was talking about. You can't see the shuttle on the high ground. And so that does give Movie a berth in last space.
Turtle 101, by the way. It doesn't work if there's a gap. Oh my God, he's playing with God. He's playing with fire, I mean. Oh God.
Oh, he's going to drop it on the tank.
1 HP right now. Look at this. 2 HP, and it dies.
Oh, and he gets punished for it.
Yep.
If he had just pulled it back out and saved the Reaver, or just targeted down that turret to allow reinforcements to come through later. I don't know.
I feel like we're watching a re-game from the last game.
You know, it does look a little bit similar. Damage was done. However, I stopped myself. However, Last is still alive, and he might be in defensive mode, but eventually, you know, the sleeping dragon will awake, or whatever analogy you want to use there.
Yeah, he has full vision of this army too when it does decide to move out and take the 3rd base, so he knows everything that's going on. He's been playing a really solid game though so far, Movie.
Yeah, I mean you know, it's not like Movie is a bad player by any means. He qualified for the tournament over very strong players. I think he actually took out Larva on his way here, which is just fantastic. So, he's shown that he does understand how to play aggressively versus a Terran player, but not knowing how to finish your opponent, that's one of the hardest things to do in Brood War. You can have such a huge advantage, but because of the comeback mechanic of it being so difficult to control large numbers of units and having to focus on macro and just doing a million things at once.
This is one of the reasons why StarCraft 2 games are just ended so decisively, because you can control all your units really efficiently. So when you do have a larger army, you just kill the other person. It just like they're dead. But in StarCraft 1, you can't control your units that efficiently. Well, so the attacker usually has the worst end of the engagement.
Now, double speed shuttles coming through here. What is inside? I'm guessing Reavers, but there's also a lot more.
That's a lot of turrets.
And Last has reinforced his upper turret ring, but his lower turret ring is still a little bit shaky.
Yeah, I could see him weaving through around the third base potentially.
I just want to see if Movie can find an avenue in. If he can,
I feel like he can.
I think he'll be immaculately rewarded, immensely rewarded.
It's definitely possible. He's doing another double expand, by the way. The same thing he did the first game.
What's one of the, okay, no, that's a third
It's a third
shuttle.
one, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so Movie is not going to take the went ahead, get more ahead approach here. He is going to try to run a million shuttles forwards and bulldog his way through. Here comes the speed shuttle. He's Zealot bombing on top of the tanks. He's coming in with 2 more shuttles. They do have Zealots in them, dropping all over this tank ring.
Wow.
Last is going to lose a lot of his tanks at the front. Can Movie break through this contain?
And even if he can't, he's double expanded behind this. Any damage done right now is amazing.
This is incredible. His ability to break these tank lines looks totally different this game. He is doing such a good job of busting this, and every single tank has gone down.
It's absolutely beautiful. Even if he isn't able to kill Last in this position, he has to be feeling amazing. Look at the supply. If it's 110 to 70, and the third base is forced to lift off.
I'm feeling good for Movie, no regret. As he pushes in here, he has Reavers, he has Zealots.
This Reavers wobbling forward.
Okay, maybe it doesn't want to be in tank range, but even the Zealots will make it through. SCV's body blocking like bosses, but eventually the Zealots do break through. However...
I mean, he cleans it up, but at what cost, to be honest? I don't think you can possibly come back from a deficit with that caliber.
Never count a meching Terran out. No regret.
I mean, he's already got Arbiter Tech on the way.
You're right. That was a big move from Movie, and it looked a lot better than his somewhat confusing push in the last game, where he threw away all of his Dragoons kind of haphazardly and lost the game because of it. This time, he does reset the tank count, he secured a bunch of bases behind it, and has a solid macro advantage.
Yeah, looking incredible. I like this position, or this move out of Last, because he's clearly being contested for his third base, and he's just like, well, I'm going to go take another base that you're not going to think about. So he's floating his CC sneakily over there, but...
I mean, look at what Movie is doing. He's gearing up for another Nigel Thornberry push. He's going to be smashing through Last's defensive army.
He's got an Arbiter here,
That's right. He's going to be going for Stasis, or I mean, maybe Recall around the back, but I'm guessing this is Stasis. He's going to run in, Stasis to tank line.
Is he going to get the CC?
Repair. There it is. Okay, I was worried, man. Lose that CC. That's almost game over.
This looks like he's definitely going to be... Oh! I didn't even see those Zealots.
Yeah, the Zealots! Oh! Sickest mind drag. Okay. He takes out all the vultures, and with nothing to block for these tanks, Last taps out. Movie, bringing it back.
In an amazing fashion, too.
What a game. Wow, Movie, he does it. He stays alive. One game was all that separated him from being eliminated from the KSL. Hangs on for another one.
Yeah, and we're starting to run out of Terran maps, I'm sure. Like, Last has had 3 picks. This is his 4th pick now. So we're starting to get into movie pick territory, kind of.
And realistically, all of these players have played on all these maps. And they may not like some of the matchups, but they still have to play on it. For Movie to bring it back, I mean, that's going to be a big shift in momentum. And if he can do it this time, he can absolutely do it again.
Certainly.
That's another one of those nice casterisms. It's like, well, if he's capable of winning, then he may
can win other games, too.
Continue to be capable of winning. Yeah, but realistically, that did look super good. And I love what Movie did. He double expanded behind it, got a sick eco lead, and then pressured forward. His ability to break Last tank line just looks so incredible.
Yeah, this is the second time we've actually seen him do like a really sick break, too. Arguably the second game was also a sick break on the tank line, but way earlier.
Indeed it was. 2-1 score right now for Movie.